Invasion of Ukraine has ramped up calls to make America energy independent and bail out the Europeans.
That's right. So Fox and Friends weekend host Rachel Campos-Duffy joined members of Congress as they toured the world's largest offshore oil platform in the Gulf of Mexico.
And she joins us on the couch to give us a report.
It was fascinating. Good morning.
Morning.
It was absolutely fascinating. By the way, I had to go through 7 hours of helicopter crash training. A course in that.
For the ride out.
Just to be a passenger.
Just to be a passenger in there. So they take safety very seriously there at Shell and at Appomattox. I can't believe what I saw. I mean, it is the most incredible thing to see, this human ingenuity, this floating platform. Take a look at what I saw, and then we can talk on the other end.
Okay.
Roll it.
We're in the Gulf of Mexico. We're heading 80 miles off the coast of Louisiana to the Shell Appomattox oil platform. It is the largest one in the Gulf of Mexico.
Every day we're producing oil and gas. It comes up through a number of wells and then exported off to shore.
This operation can produce up to 140,000 barrels a day. That's over 3 million cars that it can fuel.
We're going to also be meeting Steve Scalise and a delegation of members of Congress who are here to check out our offshore oil industry.
We just landed on the platform. Let's get going on the tour.
On Appomattox alone, we have 20,000 chain links that we actually use to moor us out into place.
Moorings are what keep this thing afloat. Power generators generate a ton of heat. You pass water over that hot air, it flashes to steam. We can use that steam to generate more power.
And the steam is created from the process that you're already doing.
We have free power and greater for the environment. So much zero emissions.
One of the things that most impresses you when you come out here is the cleanliness of the water here. You know, people who say that this isn't done in a clean and efficient way, take a look. It's like blue Caribbean water.
You see the brilliance? It's a drill ship. They're drilling the wells for this vessel. So this vessel doesn't drill.
It's where we do all the gravity separation. Water goes here, oil goes here. So by this time, the gas is dry, it's separated, and it's on spec, ready to go to the pipeline.
Can we measure it right here?
Yes, sir.
All these meters that you guys have, the cybersecurity threat today is very real.
It is very real.
How are they monitored?
You can't just access us from the internet. This is something Shell takes very seriously. It just seems like there's so much going on. It seems like you need more than 100 people to manage it. I mean, it's amazing how much stuff is here.
And they're running 24 hours. It's a 12-hour shift, 2 shifts of 12 hours.
We have people that are keeping us floating. We have mechanics, electricians, making sure we have power, making sure pumps are working. We have operators that are actually getting the oil out of the ground. We have a catering crew that takes a lot of different skills.
Hundreds of thousands of jobs created by this industry.
This is really high tech. The pay is really good. If you're working on a rig, if you're servicing the industry, but it also generates billions of dollars to the federal treasury.
The first time you've been on a tour like this for both of you? What is your first impression?
This is phenomenal. Being here puts a spotlight on domestic energy production.
This is amazing technology. It's American ingenuity. American workers producing American energy.
Our adversaries would love nothing more than to make us dependent. And that's why independence is so critical.
A facility like this and others like it, you could supply all of America's needs for oil and natural gas and be exporting to some of our friends around the world. We should see more members of Congress from both sides of the aisle that want to come and see this. Frankly, we should see people in the Biden administration that want to come here, because a lot of the things that they're saying against American energy are just not true.
People who are questioning what we do, I'd say come on out. We'd love to host you for a visit. It really starts with an understanding of what we do. It's a wise thing to have energy independence.
If you had your wish list so we could be energy independent, what would you want from government?
The most important thing is that we have predictability. There's only been one lease sale since 2020, and that one was overturned. We don't have a 5-year plan in place that will dictate how lease sales will go going forward.
You know, the biggest concern about what the Biden administration is doing is that they are making it harder for America to be energy independent years from now, which means we're going to be more dependent on foreign nations for our energy supply. That's bad for America.
That is amazing.
That is amazing.
It was amazing. By the way, the workers live there 2 weeks at a time. These are high-tech, incredible American jobs. Again, one of the interesting things, the lowest emissions for oil production are right there in the Gulf, this kind of offshore oil production. But it's very cost intensive. It takes years of planning. And as the woman from Shell explained, you know, we haven't had a new lease in, you know, since 2020. That means there's uncertainty about what we can get moving forward.
Yet they accuse the oil and gas companies of gouging, which is such audacity. They're trying to destroy them while saying they're gouging. They say, no, it doesn't make sense for me to drill if you're going to, we're going to invest all this money and then you're going to pull the rug out.
That's exactly right. Investments are dropping because people see uncertainty. It is $1 billion of investment. It takes 10 years before anything comes out and they're able to make money off of it. So these are huge investments, American jobs, and in a moment where we're seeing inflation, it's just unfathomable to me why, you know, they're not, you know, getting us to the energy.
Warp speed of that will back you up. You keep
100%. Tell you one other thing is, members of Congress, this was an entire Republican delegation. I asked lots of workers, are Democrats coming to see? What does it look like? Because I was impressed at the safety, at the technology behind it. They said they're not interested in seeing. They're afraid it will disrupt their narratives.
Now, if they had a solar
they don't want to see what's happening down there either. And they live there for 2 weeks. They get paid really well. Then they have a few weeks off.
Yes, these are incredible jobs. By the way, food on this platform, incredible. Really they bring in these chefs from cruise ships, and so they have great food.
I'm sure you'll be highlighting this weekend.